Sarah with Obadiah's, and today I am going to do a first burn for you guys in the Drolet. This is the Legend number 3. So this is one of the larger models in the Drolet line with the beautiful curved legs. This model will heat approximately 2,300 square feet, produces about 90,000 BTUs, and it has a very nice large firebox. I believe it's about 3.3 cubic feet and holds a 20-inch log. So I am going to do the first burn today for you guys in this model. I'm going to show you how to get your fire lit and how to properly break in your stove. I do a lot of first burn videos. I explain to you guys that it's important to break in the stove slowly. With this particular model, this is primarily a steel stove. The only cast iron components on it are going to be your door and your legs. However, even though it's a steel stove and it can heat up quickly, when you're burning it for the first time, you want to break it in slowly to actually cure the paint. That'll make the paint wear and last the longest. So yeah, obviously you want to do that. You don't want to have to repaint your stove because you didn't cure and burn your stove incorrectly the first time. So I'm going to start with a small kindling fire, which is loading my firebox up about halfway with wood. All right, I am going to get my firebox loaded here. Again, this is a huge firebox. I'm going to start with the teepee style pattern. Again, you guys, I don't use paper in my fires. I just use good dry kindling. Why? Because paper produces ash, excess smoke. It's just unnecessary, really. If you're burning good, dry quality wood, you should very easily be able to start your fire without any type of help from fire starters or paper, or anything of the sort. So this is nice, clean kindling, not bark. People who like to burn bark or don't know better, barking actually causes a lot of excess smoking and dirty glass. So that's why we want nice, clean kindling to put in there. This stove is super easy to use because it only has one single damper control here. So we're going to open it wide open here, all the way to the right-hand side when facing the front of the stove is going to be open. Push to the left is going to be closed. I have my handy dandy blowtorch and I'm gonna get this fire lit up. So you can see my firebox is like approximately a little less than halfway full with kindling. I want to start it nice and slow to cure the paint and let the stove settle in here. So once this gets going, I am going to let it burn down like all the way to a bed of coals before I go ahead and add in my pork. So you can see the stove is taking off really nicely. Again, one single damper control on this particular model. Smoke is going right up the chimney. It's like not even been a minute and you can already hear the fire crackling. This is why, no need for paper, no need to buy fire starters, etc. You know what, I had a question today on this particular model on if you can burn those like compressed logs. There's different names from. Another one I've heard is Prezzo log. And no, you cannot burn those products in any kind of standard wood stove. Those are compressed and they burn really hot. They burn like probably 4 times as hot as a regular cordwood log. And that's kind of equivalent to like burning coal. So you can very easily warp a stove like this or a regular cook stove. Really, you shouldn't be burning those kind of compressed logs in any product unless it's rated for coal. Because if it's rated for coal, then it can withstand those kind of high heat temperatures. So yeah, keep that in mind. This does have a nice big firebox. We should ideally get a 10-hour runtime out of it, but we'll see how it goes. All right, so I'll check back in maybe when the stove is kind of burnt down, burnt for maybe like 15 minutes, and give you guys some temperature readings. Again, I'm doing my first burn right now, so I'm breaking the stove in slowly. So this first temperature reading of like 15 minutes might not be accurate if there was more wood in the stove because this wasn't your first burn. But I'm just going to show you how hot the stove can get within approximately 15 minutes with kindling. So yeah, the center of the stove here is already reading 294 degrees. Very front corner is about 166. Back corner here is 225. Top of the side panel is reading 140. Wow. Bottom of the side panel is reading 80 degrees. Glass temperature is at 375. Top side panel over here is, wow, 175 inside the air hole. At the bottom, 78 degrees. So these are our first initial temperature readings. So I am, probably about 45 minutes to an hour into this burn now. And you can see my kindling is almost all the way burnt out. All right, I am headed into my medium burn. Right now, I have 5 smaller logs, 5 smaller logs inside the Firebox, and I'm gonna update you guys with some temperature readings in approximately 20 minutes or so. I am about hour and a half into my total overall burn, so I'm in my medium burn right now, and I want to update you guys with some temperature readings. Center of the stove is like 410 degrees. Back of the stove here is 359. Front of the stove is about 320. 280 on the back over here, 300 in the front right corner side of the stove. This is inside the air hole, inside the convection. 320 degrees. The upper part of the panel is about 200 degrees, so that's effectively that airspace that pulls it down. The bottom of the panel is 92 degrees. On the right-hand side, inside the convection air hole, 229. Outside of it is 172. Bottom of the panel's 88. Center panel is about 98 degrees. So these are going to be our medium burn temperature readings. Okay, I am about 3.5 hours into this overall burn, and I'm headed out of my medium burn, and I'm gonna go into my hot burn right now. Okay, so if I wanted to get crafty with my kindling, I could fit more in there, but it gets pretty hot loading this stove. So I'm wide open right now, moving into my hottest burn after about 3.5 hours. I'm gonna let this get hot for like 20 to 30 minutes and give you guys some maximum temperature readings. I am 3.5 hours, maybe a little more, 3 hours 45 into my overall burning the stove in process. And the stove is burning really hot right now, so I'm gonna update you guys with some temperature readings. Center of the stove, whoa, 780 degrees. Front corner, 490 degrees. On the right-hand side, same 490 on the left. Back of the stove here is about 640. 550 on that side. This convects a lot of heat coming out. This heat shield with the slanted back really pushes the heat out of here. So when I check the air temperature there, what's our hot air coming out? It's not really a great reading. It's hot. 389 degrees is what the air's reading, being pushed off that heat shield. Side panels inside the air convection holes are 567 degrees. Center panel, 200 degrees. Bottom panel, 149 degrees. Right hand side of the stove, inside the convection air hole, 510 degrees. Top of the panel, 480. Center panel, 220. Bottom panel, 142. So these are my hot burn temperature readings. I hope that you guys found this first burn video on the Drolet Legend III informational, educational, and helpful. If you guys do like my videos and the information I share, please don't forget, give me that thumbs up. Share my video with a friend or someone who you think might be interested in my products or just interested in the information that I share and the knowledge that I have. Thanks again for watching. Don't forget to click that subscribe button in the corner of the channel. God bless. Have a wonderful day.